What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video where I think probably for the last time we're going to talk about the Master Manhunt. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So since this was released yesterday, I spent a lot of time in here in groups and solo, and I've managed to complete it solo with and without modifiers. And what I wanted to do was give you my hints and tips, we could call it, on how to actually get this complete. I'll link my builds for both runs at the end of the video. What we're really going to talk about is strategies, placement, and how I dealt with certain things. I've got me in here now on easy so I can show you actual places, and as I've also got my video and run here, whereas if I need to show you any bits, I will be able to do that as well. Right, so first of all, this is the first section. You're going to come in and there's going to be a turret killing anything and anything that goes near it. I highly recommend running a decoy for the entire of this mission. It just makes everything way easier. So what you've got to do when you first come in on Master anyway, and that's what we'll be talking about, the Master difficulty, it's watered down on any difficulty below. Is that we're basically going to take out some generators, 3 of, but there is 6 in this area. So first of all, I'll show you where they can be. That's the first one there. There's one there, and there's one there. And if you get all 3 of them, you're on easy mode. Then if you go over to the middle, there's one just over there. There's one hidden behind this wall here. And then there's one in the back corner. Now, there's no real trick to this because enemies will constantly spawn in this area as you kill them. So basically what you want to do is use the decoy, and you can pretty much run around this area even on Master and get the generators killed. And then what I like to do is come back to this area here and just kind of sit here on the truck and take out all the waves of enemies. What you've got to be careful of is that enemies can spawn here and can spawn from a grid there, but they come up on the map in the top left hand corner, giving you plenty of time to turn around because it's kind of a whole animation cycle of them having to come down and come out of the area. There's nothing really special in this area. Enemies will spawn as you kill them, so it's basically an unlimited swarm of bad guys. So, you know, for you to do this, but basically, yeah, nothing special to do here. No real hints or tips. It's the first area anyway, so you're not losing too much progress if you do die. Then you get to this door here. You'll press this here and nothing opens. Usually it does, but it blows up. And if you hit that yellow box up there, then you will come into this next area. What I'm going to do, I'm going to clear it out, and then I'm going to talk about how I dealt with this next area, as this area and the next one are probably the trickiest areas you have to deal with. Alright, for this next area, what you have to do is come in and you have to basically clear out all of the ads. Once you've cleared out the ads, it's going to say you have to hit 3 different terminals. The first one is this one here, right here. And there is another one up there. And the hardest one is that one over in the back. Basically, you're just going to, for this one here, you're just going to hit this terminal here, run around the back, and you're just going to protect yourself with everything that you can. Like I said, the blue screen is absolutely king in this mission. There's nothing really else too difficult in this section, but what I recommend that you do is the more you kill, the more enemies you're going to have to fight. So what you'll have the opportunity of here is keeping 3 snipers available for you. If you keep 3 snipers available and use a decoy, that's it. Get the objectives done and don't kill. The same applies to this mission all the way through. Don't kill unless you have to, because the more you kill, the more you have to get, the more enemies will spawn, and the harder you're going to make it for you. So for this area here, I recommend just staying at this one here, and then what you need to do is, once you've completed this one, is you head up to the top one here, and you can see it just there. And again, with this one here, you can hit the PC and go around. You have to stay in the circle, otherwise you lose progress. And we can just flip here to my playthrough. As you can see, I'm using the blue screen. This is the bit where it's to secure the Atrium at the beginning. And we can kind of flip in here. So you can see I've gone to the upstairs one. It's on the speed up, by the way. It will look faster than what it actually is. And I just kind of throw my decoy out. And literally just kill the ones that come to the side. And don't really have to worry about much else. If you get overwhelmed, what I'm going to say here is, if I pause it here and I flip back to here, if you get overwhelmed, you can go into this area here and hide here. It's a nice way of funneling them, and you can kind of fight them off, throw the decoy over onto the stairs, and you can kind of just fight them off until you kind of feel like you can recover, and then go back to this area here and, you know, get yourself back into cover and get it built up. But as you can see here is what I'll do. I just kind of try and keep them suppressed with the LMG. As you can see, they got a bit too sweaty, so I had to get myself out and basically recover. You're in no rush, and yes, you will lose progress, but there's nothing wrong with just getting, you know, pushing them back. But what you really want to try and get it to is that there's only 3 non-rushers available, and then you've got all the time in the world then to just kind of move around and just basically, yeah, don't fight. That the key to this is fight less. So you see, it got a bit sweaty. Oh, I've gone to the one downstairs now, and this one I must have finished that section. And you hide here. So then for the very last one, which I'll forward my video on, is this one here. So what you've got to be really, really, really careful about on this next one is your positioning. And I'll flip back to me in the mission, and I'll go there and I'll just show you some positioning and where you can get really mowed down. And you've got to be really, really careful because they spawn at these doors in the room just there. And they'll come down the stairs. So you press the computer here. So first of all, I kind of hide out here because they'll drop down here and you can get a good angle on them. What you can't do is go here because they will go into this section here. And if you get them shooting you from this direction and this direction, it can get pretty bad pretty quickly. And they also can shoot you through the stairs. I did try in here, but I didn't really feel like I had enough coverage. You've got no coverage from over there. So I just tried to be on this section here. And if we flip back to the video, this is not a good place to stay. So once I kind of finish in this area, I try and get myself back to the starter area where you can just kind of funnel the rest of the bad guys to kill them. But really, again, like I said, you only want to be killing them when you have to actually kill them. You know, if you can just kind of stay in cover like I do here and get it to 100%. So as you can see here, I just kind of use the decoy when it comes available. And again, I went to that, looks like I've gone to the room upstairs in this run here, where I can just kind of funnel them and stay safe. At this point, you're just killing. And that is pretty much it. So I hope them tips are useful for that room. Let's move on to the next room. Alright, so in this next room, this is where we get our first real puzzle, and this is probably one of the harder rooms to do. So when you come in here, you're going to have to get yourself a code, and there's 5 generators that you need to deal with. So when you come in here, you'll see a code on the screen here. There is a number of generators. It's actually random every time you do it. This is generator number 1. And if you head down here, there's a bunch of doors that you can open. I don't think I can open them on easy, but I'll show you on my video. Oh yeah, there you go. This is number 2. The next one down is number 3. That's this one here. And then over the other side, we have 4 in this corner here. So if you go into there, you can just see there is 4, and then down in the very bottom corner is number 5. And the tip with this area is, again, is to keep just a couple of bad guys alive. You keep 3 snipers alive if you possibly can, and not do any killing while you deal with the mechanics. And then afterwards, come back to this area here and just kill everything. So what we'll do is we'll flip over to my video here and we'll forward this bit on. So as you can see, we come upstairs here. We get a lovely Amazon ad. So as you can see here, I've come in and my code is 32145, but just be aware that it's different every time you do it. So now I've got to get my way down the bottom there. So use the decoy. And like I said, only kill enemies that are in front of you that are going to cause you actual problems. Don't actually kill anything that you don't need to kill. Now, near the computers, I made this mistake a couple of times here. You get electrocuted if you go near them. Really, you know, don't do that. You don't want to do that. As you can see, I did the same mistake twice, and I had to use 2 med kits that I could have actually saved and used. So the Russia guys that are like that, you really want to kill. And he's holding door number 3. So you kind of go in, do number 3, and now really they're all dead far away. I really don't want to kill them if I don't need them. So then go into 2, get that killed, and then I think it was 1 next for me. 1, that's that one killed. And then go over the other side, and as you can see, the enemies are just basically, they were playing with my decoy. Now they're not, but essentially just keep them alive, throw your decoy out. Had to kill the Russia, which is fine, but if you don't have to kill them to force more spawns, just don't do it. Now that one I had to kill, it's, as you can see, it forced some spawns, but now I just want to get to the back, and then you just basically want to kill all of the waves of bad guys, and that's it. You're all good. So basically you make this easier for yourself by literally not killing enemies. Get the mechanics done, and away you go. Now what you've got to do now is go to the terminals and actually sit in the terminals again, like we did in the room lower down. So again, for this, just clear out anything that's causing you aggro, get your decoy out, and then basically move to the actual area itself. Now, there's a huge benefit at this point here now, because I've sat in this area here, they've kind of pushed to the outskirts. And what'll happen is I'll move down in just a second to the actual area. Throw a decoy. I'm going to get him dead. Is he going to get him dead? Go on, Tickle, you can do it. I don't really want to. I'm going to nudge it on. So yeah, move into the area. So the idea is now you really don't want to kill anything, because there's a spawn door here, which if I go back to the game, where I am is here. So this here is a constant spawn door in this area, and that one there is a constant spawn as well. So really you don't want to be, you know, you're very close to them here as well. So if you can basically not kill enemies and you can get them to kind of disappear out, you're on for a massive win. But there are rushers, and there are, you know, just general ones. If you get a healer, right, that's the best thing to do is keep him alive, because he won't really shoot you. So just try and focus on the person that he heals, and then knock it down one again, so it doesn't actually spawn a wave of bad guys. And then he's going to go and focus on killing something, reviving somebody else. So snipers and healers are your absolute friends here, for not actually having to kill anything. So now when you get to this room here, you really don't want to have to kill anything unless you have to. So you can kind of see here, I'm just kind of not trying to kill them, leave them alive. There's you know, the girls with the bomb cars are kind of great as well, because as long as you kill the car when it's on its way, you're not going to suffer too much. And as you can see, I had a healer running around. He's just reviving. So every time he revives one, I know I'm free to kill one there and not get or force any spawns. So as you can see there, he's healing another one. So what I'll do is I'll just kill one. There we go. And then not kill anything again until he goes and, you know, does his job. Because there's a door right behind me that I really don't want to force enemies from. And that's it. Now you've got it killed. I can kind of go to that back area where I feel safe. Just here. And yeah, just work your way through killing the enemies.
Terminal detected.
Incoming hostiles detected.
What the hell was that? Power surge?
This terminal is fried. Stabilize power and find a new one. Hostiles detected on the roof.
We can't bring in the healer if there are hyenas on the roof. Agent, we need you and Theo to clear them out.
Agent requesting backup.
Why am I itchy? Oh God. Is it ants? No. No ants? Stress? It's probably stress. Oh God, that's worse.
Alright, now you made it this far. This is actually the toughest room in the level. I think after this, it's actually pretty plain sailing. So you're going to come up these steps here and you're going to have to basically defend yourself from this room here. You're going to hit this terminal and you're going to get a lot of ads that are going to come. What I'll do, we'll flip to my video. It is sped up so we don't have to sit and watch it. We're basically going to go here, hit the terminal, pardon me, and all the ads that are going to come from either the front or from the side. So again, you just basically want to use your decoy and only kill what you absolutely need to kill. Anything that is, you know, going to rush you or cause you problems. Once you get to the part where you finish the terminal, you can either kill the enemies if you want, because they won't respawn until you do it, or you can, you know, as you can see there, I opened the door and shot the yellow box. But again, we're just going to kill. We're going to stay in this room here. This is kind of a safe haven. And also there's an ammo box just downstairs if you need it. So you get all these dead. Use my decoy. Decoy and blue screen were absolutely king. And this is why you want to stay in this area here, because it really lets you funnel them bad guys. Shoot the bags, shoot all the weak points if you can. The shielded guys are the worst ones really out of everything. And there we go, we're all done. So now we just need to get the last bad guy dead. And run downstairs, grab some ammo. Make sure you're always full on ammo because it does become a shortage. And then the next is, this is kind of one of the tougher sections here. Now you got to do the bridge. Not the easiest section in the game, really. So what you really want to do is kind of just stay into cover. Get your decoy out, which I've not done yet, but throw your decoy out. And once you've got this area to 99%, you're going to want to back off until the original area that we just were to kind of finish out any bad guys that you were. As you can see, I'm not killing. I'm trying not to. I had to back out a little bit. It got a bit too much. But this area is always kind of my safe haven where I'll always return back to. I think this was my run with no modifiers by the looks of it as well, so it is a little bit more difficult with no modifiers because we're not as powerful. Maybe I got to 100% and I backed off, I'm not sure. But I used the decoy again. And we're going to forward it on a little bit. Yeah, I did get it done actually and then backed off. So yeah, get it done on the bridge, back off as soon as you can. As you can see, that you know, if you would have been on the bridge still and they come out of that door at the back, you'd have been in a lot of trouble. And then the next bit is probably the hardest bit to do, because you've got to defend the area where the stairs is, and it's not an easy way to defend. If you throw your decoy in front of the wall as well, they can't damage it and get rid of it, and they'll still aim for it, which is a nice little tip. So there we go, we're all done here. So again, I'll literally always go back down for some ammo. I'm just going to flip back to the game so we don't lose the area that we're in. So yeah, so there's no real good way of this bit. So once you get to the stairs area, open the doors, shoot the yellow boxes. I think I've missed one right back there. Hopefully I'll go back for it. Yeah, it's back across the bridge and on the left. There we go, open the door and shoot the box. And this is the hardest bit now because the enemies will spawn in front of you and behind you. So the best place I kind of recommend, if you can, is stay where you are for now. And just try and mow as many of them as you can. If you can get any weak point boxes as they come out, that would be great. You can kind of mow them down. But again, it's the same situation as always. You really, really just want to stay in the area, throw the decoy out, and only kill if you need to be killed. Sorry, only kill if you need to kill. Once you get it to 100%, we're going to back off. So 899, 100, there we go. So you gotta back off. And I went up here, and I would not recommend coming up here because there's 2 doors just behind, and I'll go and show you them now. So when you go over there, because I think I almost died at that point, I ran up and went up there, and I don't recommend it because they can spawn from this door here, and they can spawn from this door here. What I do recommend is coming to this part here, because when they drop down, you get a clean run here, you get a clean run here, and you can go into cover here, and you can shoot through the plant, and it just makes it much easier just going in and out of these bits here. And if anything runs up to, the only thing you really have to worry about is the RC cars, but if you're using my builds that I've shown you, you actually, you know, they don't damage you enough that it causes you a real problem. So as you can see here, yeah, they came out behind me, and I was like, oh no, this is bad. This is really, really bad. I did go down, but I managed to kind of get myself in cover for enough of the time. And thank God for them being rushers, because you can just kind of shoot them, and I was building armor. Throw the decoy out, and I think I go downstairs now because I think this is a really bad idea. Well, down you go, Tickle. Or maybe I didn't go downstairs in this run. Yeah, I would definitely recommend being downstairs underneath. Yeah, there we go. Down we go. And hide there. Yep, definitely the better place. Like I say, you can shoot through the plant. You get a full run on the corridor. And like I said, again, you know, you can kind of tag a bunch of them as they come out that door there, which is one of the main spawn doors. And if they spawn above you, like I say here, they'll come down the stairs, and again, you get a clean shot at them. And you've got plenty of cover in here for you to basically kill only if you need to kill. So there you go. They're going to drop down now. Throw the decoy. And like I say, there you go. You can just basically corridor them, making your life really, really, really easy. And that's going to be it for this section. So we're going to move on to the next section where you meet Theo. So we'll head up there now. For the next puzzle, to get into the Theo room, you just kind of run around behind you if you've not figured it out yet, and you just hit that box. And it allows you in to talk to the man himself, who's not being very rogue agent like. He's hiding.
We gotta clear the hyenas. Okay, new plan.
Once he opens the doors, all I'm going to recommend is you just come to this area here. This is one of the easier areas. Everything is really, really far away. You can just kind of shoot and do what you need to do. Also, Theo will get a bunch of decoys out that will help you out also. But basically, just sit here in this corner, and you've got yourself covered. You've got them running up here, which gives you plenty of time to kill the rushers when they come there. And you've also got plenty of time to get things like that, which they will send in your direction. But basically, you can just kind of sit here and just ping everything without any real worries. There's so much time for you to react. And even in a team, just sitting up here as well, just makes things really easy because they spawn like there. And you can kind of just get, if you need to, you can use just the wall, and you can kind of catch the spawn point as well. So really, really easy from this section here. Alright, so as you can see here, there it is. I'm just basically sat in this corner, and I'd literally do nothing else. Try and have gunner spec on, like you'll see in my build, because you could run out of ammo at this section. But rushers and things like that might drop you some ammo, and I have a Lexington as a spare gun, so I can always just switch to that if I need to. But yeah, nothing special in this area. You're pretty much on easy street in comparison to what you've had to deal with so far at this point. And all you really need to do is just kind of, they kind of keep themselves at range, most of them as well. Just be patient, kill them when they come close, and, you know, don't push, because any of the spawn rooms could necessarily get you at that point, and then, yeah, you're done. So staying in this corner is the safe bet for this entire area. No puzzle or anything to do in this area either, so pretty straightforward. The next one is probably a little bit more difficult, but we're only one room away from hitting that checkpoint, so there's nothing to stress about. Alright, so when you come into this area here, you're going to have a puzzle to do. You're going to have a TV screen that's going to give you a 3-digit code. This is number 1, which we'll pull this one here anyway while we're here. If you're on easy like I am now, because I'm just running around showing you, it doesn't actually give you a code. You just got to hit 2 random ones. But if you're on master, it'll give you a 3-digit code. So that's number 1. Number 2 is just there in front of you. And number 3 is just here. So as far as positioning for this bit here, what I did, I'll go up here and I'll show you some footage in just a second, is I positioned myself here in the back corner. The reason I like this is that most of the enemies come and spawn kind of there, that one here, but they also spawn here. And you can just kind of mow them down. Never more than one comes out of it. And you can still get a good, you know, shot on everything else in the arena. And you've got plenty of cover if you need it. I'm using the pestilence right now because I'm on easy mode, but obviously I used the blue screen. So let's flip to some interesting footage. Alright, so I'm just about to go into the room. And as you go in, you can see there you go. The code was on the wall. It said 2, 3, 1. So you have to pull it in that order. So there's number 2. Or is it 2, 1, 3? Yeah, 2, 1, 3. And then down to that one. And it instantly, you know, does that. It lowers the water and then it gets enemy threat detected. So I did go in this area at the beginning. I don't actually like it. I do end up switching back to that corner where I'm just shooting because I kind of feel like, although you feel like you're kind of protected, I do feel like you're kind of not protected enough. So whereas you can deal with the enemies from that door really, really quickly if you're in that back corner. So as you can see here, I've switched over to that corner. If you want to avoid the cars, you can mount it up a little bit and still get the same type of protection. But basically it's just, you know, wave after wave of bad guys. Nothing special again in this section. Like I said, we've completed the harder rooms now at this point. I'll flick it on just to show you the final puzzle in this room. So yeah, so the final puzzle here, when you go to the back, you go through the room and you get a 6-digit code, 615324. It's different every time. So what I'll do is basically you just run around and do the, so you can see I'm in that same room here. So here is number 5. So I'll do it in reverse order. So 6 is just up here in this corner here. So there's 6. Then you get 5. And then you get 4. And then obviously the same ones that we did with the first puzzle. 3 is just down the steps there. 2 is in that corner just there. And 1 is in that room just there. Once you've done that, you've nothing else to do. Congratulations, you have hit your checkpoint. So at this point then, you can just come through, get some ammo. And you are good. Now, you can skip. I've done a video on this, so please go and check it out and let me know if it helped you out. But if you've got a crossbow on you, at this point, if you've not, it's probably worth switching your build out to the same build that you're running, but with a crossbow. And you can skip the entire section of the mechanics here. Just hit the bad guy with the crossbow.
Agent, that armor is self-repairing.
And then after that, you can just take him down. Also, your world difficulty seems to have a, you know, an effect on how much life this guy has. So basically, you can just mow him down, and that's it. You don't have to do any of the mechanics. Now, there is mechanics in this room, and I will show you how to do them, just in case you want to do it properly, or they do change that. You basically have to hit these little computers here. So there's computer 1. And what I recommend is you just put a decoy out and run round as quick as you can. Only killing rushes if you need to. There is computer 2. And computer 3 is here. Once you've done that round trip, you have to go right round to the other computer. Annoying. That is here. And like I said, just use your decoy as much as you can to get yourself around. You'll hit this computer and it'll kind of fluctuate his armor. And they'll come back and go, you've got to do it again. And basically the same thing again. Just do a full rotation all the way around. And that's it then. You are good to kill the boss. So there's nothing really special to say at this point. Just keep your distance from him. He has an AoE like the boss in District Union Arena. And basically you've just got to kill his backpack. So take out the healing part of his backpack as well. Makes his life a little bit easier for you. And then basically just absolutely thump him in the chest. If you're using the modifier and you've got Tapper on, it will help you out. But basically you've just got to thump the boss in the chest. But again, with this area, don't kill the ads unless you need to. He will constantly call and respawn for ads over and over and over again until you basically kill him. You've got to kill him first. He's the big priority. And when on my videos, I had it on heroic, so he had so much life. It took me probably as long in this room to kill the boss as it did to do the entire mission, because I didn't realize that the heroic world scaling was actually a thing. And that'll probably get changed. It happened in the incursion also. But as you can see here, I'm going there. So I'm trying. So have I done the? Yeah, I've done it. So at this point here, so we'll flip around just a little bit. So as you can see, I'm just kind of staying underground. Throw the decoy, hit the computer, and it's a case of literally kill the rushers, but try and leave everything else to the decoy. Keep the boss at a distance. And what you can see here is I went to the right hand side to get this one, and as the boss is over there, you're going to try and get him. So I've gone back the opposite way because the boss will kind of go to where you last were. Throw the decoy in that direction just to try and keep the distance between me and the boss as long as possible. Rushers are the only problem here, but I'm using a liquid engineer, so it's kind of nice because it's kind of free life at all times. Now this area is where I am, is where I'll spend a lot of time. Because I feel like that's probably the safest area in the mission, and I'll just kind of show you that from this point of view. If you come down over here, I spend so much time here because you get a full run down the corridor here, and you get a full run here, and you can kind of get a good run here. If you need to for safety, you can kind of come up here, and again you've got some good angles. But this corner here was where I found, you know, the most safety, is what I'm going to say. So hit the computer. But really, it's just kind of a bit of a, at this point then, it's a cat and mouse game. Try not to kill as many enemies as you can, but just try and put as much damage on the boss as you can if you've not used the crossbow trick to skip the mechanics. Now, I don't know if that will actually, Amazon again. I don't know if that will actually stay in the game, but as you can see, it's much harder when it's on heroic. The scaling is crazy, but yeah, he had so much life in comparison to what you've just seen me shoot him when my world scaling was on normal. So yeah, there's a few tips there. You can make it easier for yourself using the crossbow, making sure your world is on easy. But yeah, there's no real trick to this. It's just playing cat and mouse, keeping as much distance from yourself as you possibly can with everything, and using the decoy, and then just basically putting as much damage into the boss as you possibly can. If you've used your reviver hive, I would just kind of advise to stay on the outskirts and let the timer roll round so that you get that extra life back. Try not to get too involved with enemies or anything like that at this point, because you want to keep that extra life up, and you never know. These guys do have legendary aim, it feels like, even though they don't seem as tough as legendary enemies. They seem like they've got a heroic loot pool, health pool. But yeah, as you can see there, I'm just kind of chilling out, trying to, you know, get a shot on the boss, but let my reviver hive kind of come back. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. I hope this was helpful. I'll link all of the videos at the end, both my runs with and without modifiers, both my builds with and without modifiers also. If it helped out, don't forget to drop it a like. I really would, you know, it really does help the channel out more than you know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.